Hi everyone, welcome back to Canary Cast. You join us the morning after Stoke 2, Norwich 3, another away win for the Canaries. Jacob, how was your heart rate that last 20 minutes?
Oh, why can we never make it easy? Yeah. I love the 3-0 win. It was like, yeah, we're cruising, we're lovely. Emmy then goes a little bit silly, and then literally like that, 3-1, and you're like, this 20 minutes is going to feel like 20 years.
Yeah, and it did. But you're right, it felt so comfortable at 3-0. I remember messaging you and saying, like, we're winning 3-0 at Stoke. We haven't really played in, we're not in top gear. Like, we're in maybe third gear and we're winning 3-0. It was ridiculous.
I thought they were quite poor. I don't know what you think, but I thought they were going to press a lot more as well, a lot more aggressive. They kind of let us have the ball. But tell you what, that first half, I think that's probably, alongside Bristol City, some of the best football we've seen. The goals are different quality, aren't they? Like the first goal's lovely from Josh Martin, and then Stiepermann, I think he tries his best to put Emmy wide.
Yeah.
But it's a nice little finish. I think the keeper should do better, but we won't complain. And then the second one, oh my God.
What a ball.
Oh, what a pass. What a finish. Again, keeper positioning dreadful, but we don't worry about that. It's a lovely finish on his weak foot, isn't it, from old teammate?
Yeah. Superb. We'll get onto that more in detail in a minute. Let's start where we always do with the team, because Tete, Martin and Pukki come in. Pukki obviously comes in after a goal. But I think Josh Martin starting speaks volumes of squad depth problems at the minute. And not because Josh Martin's bad or anything. I actually thought he was really good on his full debut last night, but just because he's got so many players in front of him in terms of selection usually.
Hector must be absolutely knackered as well, because he's played a lot for Poland. Obviously played against Barra, and like you say, I wouldn't be expecting Josh Martin to have started if Todd's fit, Onel's fit, Dow's fit. Should we just keep listing them off?
Exactly. Yeah. But Tete back in again. You try and push him out, and he just gets back in every time.
We say no, this is his last year. His knees have gone, for God's sake. But no, he's back, and you know what? He played really well again, I thought.
Yeah. Let's go over the goals again. I know we've just spoken about them, but Josh Martin was involved in everything, and I thought that was really nice from him. Done really well for that first goal, didn't he?
Yeah, he takes the two men out of the game, really, doesn't he? With just that intelligent movement. I don't think he's the quickest, but he does seem to have quite a good football brain, that he can just use his body well enough to do the little body fakes. Then, pass to Barco, decent enough pass. Emmy, it's a scuff finish, but you know what? You need to see more of that from Emmy Buendia. You need goals in his game, as well as the chances created and the assists. If he gets more goals, if he gets 10 this season, he's developed, hasn't he?
Absolutely, and we'll go on to him in more detail in a minute, because we need to talk about a red card again. Shock. Let's talk about the second goal, because it was such a good finish, Jacob. Across the keeper, he probably should have been doing better, as Darren Huckabee pointed out to you, but just a world-class finish again. He changes games in seconds, Tim and Pukki.
I love that. I love the first interaction I've had with like a Norwich City legend, is him hearing my video go, oh, got carried out. I didn't even mean to either. I was recording the goal, because you know what, people like looking at them on Twitter, don't they? Sometimes they like the replay. Some of them aren't paying for iFollow, which I completely understand. So, but it's quite nice to show them. And normally I stay as silent as possible, because you know what, people don't want to hear background noise or anything. But I honestly, it wasn't meant. It was just that, oh my God, what a goal! It was a lovely. The ball was. From first glance, you think it's almost Stiepermann, don't you? Because left-footed. And Buendia, you don't really think that his left foot is as good as his right, obviously. But it's a wonderful ball. And Timu Pukki, what's the finish? Man in confidence.
A great first half display and a great half-time scoreline as well. But I remember my mood was affected quite a lot at half-time by the Tim Krul injury. Goes to kick a ball and something's gone. Looked like his hamstring. I think Daniel Farker after the game said 5 weeks, which I don't like the sound of.
No, well, like we said, in a month, that's 9 games. 9 huge games as well. He made a fantastic save at 2-0, didn't he? Yeah. I think it was Klukas and Fletcher coming close. And it was a fantastic save. And without him for 9 games, like you're talking Watford in that run, you're talking Blackburn, who could be up there. Other teams are going to be horrible. Sheffield Wednesday are going to be horrible to play against. Any Luton who have started well. Michael McGovern seems a nice guy. You saw all the tweets and all the interactions at full time, all the players saying, brilliant guy around the place. But you know what? He's no Tim Krul. His distribution is not the greatest. He has been so lucky for that third goal that Stoke should have had. If that was the shoe on the other foot, I'd be absolutely fuming. I'd be rafting on here. But we were lucky. And if he's out for 5 weeks, that's a huge hammer blow. But this is the fault, isn't it? We've said it before. I don't want to keep rambling on, but we said this, hasn't he? Daniel Farke, we kind of criticised him before, but he's shown at this level he's a good enough champion. He's one of the best championship coaches for sure, even with a depleted squad. None of the fault is on him now if we don't get promotion or fall away. It's on Stuart Webber.
I think it is probably the worst time of year to lose Tim Krul. It's the most games at the most crucial period of December. It's not ideal at all. Do you think having McGovern in goal will, I don't really want to say this, but do you think it will cost us games?
It's difficult because you put so much emphasis on the goalkeeper. I know Tim Krul's kicking isn't the best, but Michael McGovern's really isn't. Yeah. I've never felt.
Just think about how many times Tim Krul saves us in games, Jacob.
Well, even the simple stuff of coming out from a corner and claiming a ball. Michael McGovern's stature. I know Tim Krul's not the tallest, but Michael McGovern is really not tall. Yeah. And you just think he doesn't exude confidence for me. He seems like a really great guy, but for me, this is a real worry. And again, we said at the start of the transfer window, end of transfer window, all through the bloody transfer window. I know it's difficult for a goalkeeper; it's a unique position, but you've got to get a second choice in, man. Who pushed look what Ralph Fairham did to Tim Krul last season. For me, you have to get in a second choice there. And look, and the whole depleted squad anyway. We're about to come up against Coventry with one of our bloody left backs. The only left back we've got is at Coventry, for freak's sake. So it's very annoying for that. I think the performances, the boys have been brilliant. I do worry as soon as we get a loss, though, because that will happen in this period. What then happens, how that kind of transmits into the rest of the teams. Do we then start going on a little 5-game run of not winning? We'll wait and see.
All right, let's move on to the second half and talk about Teemu Pukki's second goal, Norwich's third. Another assist from Josh Martin, or an assist from Josh Martin. He was just involved in the first, but it was lovely because he waited to play for the through ball. He waited until Pukki had stopped his run, and so he was onside. And yeah, he was looking really good.
The whole build-up play was really nice. Well, I know I've just criticised Michael McGovern, but he plays the nice little chip through ball, doesn't he? He's like, oh Jesus, Mike, careful! Yeah. And it does work. And like you say, I think if VAR's involved there, Teemu's probably offside. It looks very close. Very close. But yeah, lovely ball from Josh Martin. And someone tweeted actually, which I couldn't remember either. Has he ever gone round a goalkeeper? I can't remember a go round goal.
He scored 50 goals, surely.
Not for one of his goals, I can't remember. He normally just slops it past him, doesn't he? But you know what? The goalkeeper for Stoke was pretty dreadful, wasn't he? I think we've had 3 shots on target. He should probably, again, stop Teemu Pukki going around him. It's kind of bobbled off his shin, his knee. But you know what? He slots it away. And again, he looks like a guy who now, when he goes through in one-on-one, you're like, he's scoring.
It's like that first season back in the Championship again. I'm starting to feel that confident in him. It's time to talk about Buendia again. He got sent off, 2 yellows. I actually thought it was a bit harsh. I don't know if you did. I thought the first one he was unlucky to get a card. Yeah, it was a foul. He was late by a bit, but it was a 50-50. And then the second one, he's actually tried to get his foot out of the way. But when you're on a yellow card already, you can't really afford to do that.
No, I completely agree. I think that the first challenge is dubious at best, really. And like you say, the second one, he's licking the ball, isn't he? It's not intentional, but it is a high foot. And like you say, on a yellow card, you got to play that game, and it's frustrating. But then again, Buendia is the best player in the Championship for me. There's no doubt. There's no one even close to him. And yesterday, he wins us that game. A fantastic assist, which no one else in this team plays. No one even sees that vision. And the goal is decent enough as well. He probably does need a rest. It's a bit of a shame because we're so reliant on him at this level again. But it's silly rather than ill-tempered like we've seen with the previous red cards he's had. So I think he's unlucky, really.
Yeah. Do you think that's another thing that had an effect on him not moving, his temperament?
Yeah, you could suggest that. But then again, the Suarez bit someone still went for a move. I know he's a completely different level of player, but is it really that bad? He's Argentinian. He's got that flair. He's got that fiery temper. And I think the only thing that kind of cost him his move in the Prem, he gave away quite a few goals with just silly dribbles in parts and not distributing correctly. I think as the Premier League season went on, he actually really improved. But it's in people's minds, isn't it? I think they thought, you know what, let's give him another year in the Championship, see if he can really fully deliver at that level, which of course we know, Daniel Farke, Stuart Webber knows, of course he can.
One last question on Emu before we move on. Do you think it's a fair trade-off that he is the best player in the league, but also has these moments where he's going to get banned and you're going to miss a few games? Do you think it's a fair trade-off? Trade
Well,
off.
well, if he was perfect, he wouldn't be here, mate. Like
Yeah.
that's your issue, isn't it? I think he's going. Emi Buendia wins you more points than he loses, and for me, I'd much rather miss him for Coventry because it will only be a one game, and then have him at his creative best for the rest of December because there's no one else in the division like him, in my opinion. And I think Emi Buendia and Timu Pukki, you've got to say, what, best attacking duo in the league?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, definitely. 1 minute after the red card, literally, Tyrese Campbell sticks the ball in the back of the net, and you're starting to think, oh,
here we go.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a good header, but it's a rubbish goal to concede, isn't it? It's a lovely cross as well, but again, it's just like, oh, the second one, oh my god, that's the most Norwich concession goal ever. But come on, like this is, we can moan about it now because it's happened, a goal from a corner. The defending, the marking is atrocious. I don't think he jumps. He just runs in, heads it, and you think, oh, come on, from 3-1 to go to 3-2, it's such a sloppy concession. And it will happen again. Like we'll moan about this again, but in future games, just because Zonal's not that great, really.
It was relentless the last 20 minutes. I was on the edge of my seat, just. I mean, you were messaging me just waiting for the equaliser. I had a bit more faith, but not a lot more. But it was just horrendous to watch the last 20 minutes because you just thought we were going to throw all this away.
This is why we don't do watch longs because all I would keep saying is we're going to concede. We're going to concede. You'd be like, no, it's fine. We tried to bounce each other out, but I'm just swearing at the television, please finish it. Yeah. Just end it now, for goodness sake. I can't watch anymore.
A new idea I thought we'd have every week. I'm going to ask you for your man of the match. It doesn't have to be in line with the actual man of the match, but who will you give it to last night?
Maybe slightly controversial, but Emi Buendia, because you know what, whilst the red card is there, I thought he was excellent. Mention for Ollie Skip as well. We always seem to brush over Ollie Skip. He's played every single game, has been very good, I would say, pretty much all of them. Yeah, he's been, 7 at minimum, 7 out of 10 every game.
Yeah.
And for a lad who hasn't played football properly in a first team, I think he's been absolutely excellent.
Yeah. I remember talking to you before the Borough game, saying we've got 2 difficult away games now. Would you take a draw from both? I think I said I would, actually. But we've taken 6 points, Jacob, with a depleted squad. We haven't played at our best. We've still done it. It's pretty impressive, isn't it?
Remarkable, especially like you say with the squad we've got. I just don't know how kind of far you keep pushing that squad because how much are we into the reserves now of kind of fitness and mentality. It's great to be winning, but like I say, once that run stops and halts, it'll be really interesting to see the mental kind of strength of this squad and if they can go again. I think you've got to look at the 23s now. Again, Timu Pukki's complaining of hamstring strains or issues. If he goes, bring back Josip. There's no tomorrow.
No, get in the under 23s. Although I think their injury problems are as bad as the first teams, to be honest. Okay, so that was Stoke. Very good result, marred by the injury of Tim Krul and the red card of Emi Buendia, but it is only one game. Let's not lose our heads. It was a great result. Looking forward, Jacob, Coventry up at Carrow Road on Saturday now. I suppose if you were looking for a game where you didn't have Tim Krul and Emi Buendia, that would be up there. But I'm sure we've got enough to get a result at home still.
Yes, but caution has to be had here. You know, I think everyone will be like, oh, we've just had 2 incredibly difficult games. It's a classic along come Norwich for this situation. I think they're not a bad side, Coventry. They're going to play tonight, aren't they, against Cardiff? So I'll be looking forward to watching that and seeing them more in depth. They obviously won't have Sam McCallum for the weekend. Normally play a back 5. They've conceded 23 goals this season, which I think at the moment they've only played 12 games. So they're by far the worst in the league defensively. I think they're slightly naive. They play like us a lot. They have a back 5 who try and play football. I would watch out for Gustavo Hamer in central midfield. He is a real talent. He scored a 25-yard header. He's only tiny, so you'll be surprised when you watch him on Saturday. The 25-yard header past Ben Foster when they lost 3-2. They create chances, Coventry. They just don't normally take them. They're missing Matty Godden, who is their main striker. Callum O'Hare on the wings will cause Sorensen problems. Good little tricky winger. So I would not say this is a foregone conclusion at all.
All right, last question. Score prediction for the Coventry game.
Yeah, 2-1. Norwich.
Yeah, I'm going 2-1.
I think we'll concede because Mickey M. Not so sure. Don't know how fine you are, Mickey. But we shall see. Yeah, I think we should be able to edge it. But Luton away next Wednesday is going to be a real tricky test. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I think in terms of Coventry, I think we'll do enough to win. We've got enough about us to win, but I think we will lack the creativity that Buendia brings and the stability that Krul has at the back, obviously. But there we go.
I think Lucas Rupp will be back, which will be good for him. But it could be really interesting, that front three behind Pukki. Could it be Stiepermann, Martin and Placheta? That is really untried and tested. But I don't know who else you bring in.
I think it would be fair to start Martin and Stiepermann again after last night. Like, neither of them done anything to get themselves out of the team. So,
and then Placheta's the only one left, isn't he?
I think he is. Yeah, I think you're right, actually, Jake. We haven't really got much choice, actually, have we?
Unless you completely change formation and bring in Mario for a bit more of a narrow. I don't know how much more narrow we can get.
He won't change it, mate. He won't change it.
I'd be surprised. 4-2-3-1 is pretty synonymous with him, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's
especially after a win.
Yeah, and we'll wait until hopefully Michael McGovern proves us wrong. We're not trying to slate him. We're just saying he's nowhere near the level of Tim Krul, but not many keepers in this division are. It's just a huge blow, that, especially if it's 5 weeks.
Yeah, it'll be horrendous if it's that long. But let's see what tomorrow brings. Okay, we'll leave it there for now. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. That'd be excellent. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you after the Coventry game.